Welcome back to Wealthwise video. And I haven't been doing much lately because I've just been smashing it, trading it on the charts. But today, this isn't a live stream, this is a pre-recorded stream. I'm going to talk about educational on how to trade safely, manage risk, and a fantastic 15-minute trading strategy. Please smash that like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of these videos, because they don't come out every day. They can come out at any point, any time. So just smash that like button and hit the notification bell. If you want to come in and see what trades that we're doing here at Wealthwise, there's a link in the description below for the Telegram group. There's also the X page as well, which I don't share trades on. I just advertise what we've been doing and how successful we've been. Even if we've done some losses, I even share that as well. But the Telegram group is where it's all at. We're sharing our trades. There's 3 traders now. We're waiting for to employ a 4th one, or not employ, but someone else to partner up. We do this for free. We want you to learn. We don't want people to lose money, so please come along. We only ask that you support our channel by liking the YouTube videos, joining the X and following and retweeting our tweets, or our X's as they're called now. And you can also join the copy trade account in Blowfin. There's plenty of spaces in there. It's very important, this financial strategy and educational video. It's something that wasn't quite clear, which I want to make sure that people, it does go out there and is made clear for you now, because it wasn't clear at the time on how to manage your risk. I thought I made it clear. Obviously I didn't. So a few people found themselves being liquidated in the copy trade account, or liquidated in their own account trying to copy trades from us. We obviously know how to trade with risk management, and the biggest part of that risk management is to make sure you have dry powder. What that means is you have a funding account in your exchange, and you have your futures account or the copy trade account. You keep majority of your funds in your funding account, and you only put around 20 to 25% of your funds into your futures account or your copy trade account if you're copying somebody or copying us here at Wealthwise. It's very important you do that. If you do copy trade us, Wealthwise, on any of the copy trade accounts, please join the Telegram group so you can keep an eye on any messages that are sent out that I am now adding funds to the account to prevent liquidation. Or look at it yourself. The information is there now. We've had a few of my followers have complained to Blowfin in particular to make sure that they do add the liquidation prices on your trades, so you can keep an eye on that also yourself. If it's getting too close, and I would say within a 10% range of the current price that is currently showing, the liquidation is getting close to within 10%. That's when you need to start adding funds. What we do is we add double the funds that we have in there. So that's why we make sure 20 to 25% gives you 3 fund adding to make sure that you keep liquidation levels away, and it does work. We've been making money at Wealthwise because we know how to manage it. Fortunately, some people got liquidated. I have kept a couple of them in mind, and hopefully I will be able to compensate them in the future, because I don't like people losing under our watch. Right, so that's how you manage your risk. Keep most of the money, so 75 to 80% of it, in your funding account, and only trade 20 to 25% of your capital in your futures or copy trade account. It's very important. We trade cross, we trade high and low leverage, so you can get liquidated if you haven't got money to add to the funds in the trading accounts to prevent liquidation. And if you're using isolated, you're definitely going to get wrecked massively in any copy trade account. Don't set to isolated. If you set isolated in your own futures account, it's down to you. But if you set isolated copy trade account, you are definitely going to lose all of your money, because it does go past 100% in the red before it comes back to the green, or a break even. I do come out of trades and break evens. It's very important that you all recognize that. Obviously, I've spent about 5 minutes making sure you understand the risks so you can manage that better. Right, let's have a quick look and see what BTC is doing. These are the updated liquidation levels. BTC had decided to ramp up. It came down here to about 108,900. It left billions of dollars around the 106 level mark. but that billions of dollars is now gone. It's now between 109 and 107K. Some liquidation levels here, the medium liquidations, what I mean by medium liquidation, about 300, between 300, 200 $203, $150,000 of liquidation. So in the yellow, that's tiny liquidation level. So what do I see happening here? Obviously, the week here is bearish. What do I see happening? I do see Bitcoin will come down and clear these levels at some point, and then shoot off to obviously get people excited and wanting to, invest promo into all the altcoins. All the altcoins should start finding their way up there. Where do I see Bitcoin ending? If I'm honest with you, my prediction was up here because that's where it's always gone to, judging by the Fibonacci retracement in all of history. That's where it's gone back to, all of history. That's as far up as it goes, that 3618 level. That's where it's standing here, around 207K. I would probably round it down to 200K. I'm not sure it's going to get there. I'll be honest, I'm not sure it's going to get there. But if it does, then yes, definitely, history is definitely going to be repeating itself. So realistically, probably this will most likely be the heights. But on the other hand, it is 200K is just under 50%. Sorry, just under 100% move, but 80% move. Let's see. Let's measure this move. That's the wrong one. Where we're currently sitting at all-time high was here. You're looking at 65%. So Bitcoin still could do a 55% move. In a short space of time, if it does go parabolic, so here was 7th of April, did 65%. It took a couple of, April, May, June, July. It took 3 months to get it up to there, but that was before FOMO kicked in and people were going absolutely mental. Any parabolic move came in. So if we get there, fantastic. History's repeated itself. But here is where I believe it's most likely to be. Predicted end of the bull run for Bitcoin's moves. On here, it's 24th of November. Why did I have it on? Why did I think it was the 3rd of November? I don't know what I was looking at there. 24th of November. All those in my Telegram group, I do apologize. 24th. Why do I have 3rd of November in my head? 24th of November. That is, give us 49 days. So we've got 49 days. It's 7 bars, 7 weekly candles left. My prediction of the Bitcoin height. Okay, enough of that. Let's move on to what everyone's probably waiting for. You've probably fast forwarded to that already, is the 15-minute strategy. Right, 15-minute strategy. I like to do it on CRV. I use the CRV coin because it's very stable and how it moves. I love it. It just does really well. The last 11 trades, only one ended in a loss, but overall up. I use 50x leverage. Let's put it in here. It's not frightening you to death too much. I use 50x leverage on this one. You don't have to use 50x leverage. It's quite high. And what I go for is the 2% move. So I'm going for the 2% move, which is 9 times out of 10 pretty much guaranteed on the first entry. Now, if you have to add to it because it's gone a little bit awry, it's the second entry. I then set the TP to 1%. 1%. Okay. 50x leverage. 2% is the target on the first entry. Second entry target is 1% from the average. The average entry, because when you go in and you say, we did one today. We did a long. I did a long. The royal we did a long. I did the long. It started about here, I think it was 7203, I think it was, and it was a 2% move. Was it this one? I don't think it was a bit lower than that. Was it here? What time was that? No, it definitely wasn't that time. It was, it was this one down here. I can't remember when I took it. I took the trade down here. So it was here. I took the trade. It was a 2% move. And as you can see, it more than hit it. It hit it here. Now, I could have gone in again here. So say, for instance, you go in again. So I'll show you. You've got to go in with double the amount of margin from the first trade, first entry. So which will bring you, that was 171, so bring you about 80. So bring your entry to here, and you move your down here to 1%. You see how further down your TP will be. It's a big difference. So what was it, from about here to here? It's a big difference, 1.62%. Then you would hit. Why do I put it as 1% to get that 50% move after having the second entry? Reason being is because I'm looking for the 100% profit on the very first margin. That's what we're aiming for. The thing is, if you try 2% every time, especially if you've had to enter again on this strategy, it's too risky to try to go for the full 2% on the second entry. So that's why you want to get the 100% on the very first margin. That's what I'm going for. All right. Now, how do I know when to take the trade? How do I know? You see, I've got a little channel here because I'm keeping an eye on these channels. This channel here is what is called the linear regression channel. And this is a free indicator on TradingView. I use that. And when it is red, I long. When it is green, I short. You're probably asking me, yeah, but it's red, so surely it means it's bearish. Absolutely. Yes, it is bearish, but it moves. As you can see, I had it here earlier. It's moved. When I took the trade here, it was a bit more like this. Hasn't it moved down? But it's moved again. It started to move up. That's why. What you don't want to do is take a short in the red, because when you take the short in the red, yes, it probably could make you money, but because this moves around, you're likely to lose. Trust me on that one. Because when I first trialed this channel, well, without realizing that it moved, I lost more than I won. So I discovered that if I longed the red channel and shorted the green channel, it became quite fruitful. Now, very important, if it just changes color and it's sitting quite like this, don't do it. Reason being, if it just turns green again and it's like this, it could easily come back to being red, and you're now shorting it, and then it goes wrong and then goes up like this again. So it does move. It moves a lot. Okay. So if it changes color, just wait. Just wait a little bit. If it changes color to green, wait for it to move up a little bit like this before you look at taking the trade. Now, importantly, I'm just going to remeasure this now. So I like to also follow it. So I remeasure it again and put it back on there. It's okay to see where it's going. It gives you a good idea. Right, so that's the first indicator. Second indicator I use is the stochastic momentum indicator. Again, it's another free indicator. All right. Now, with this strategy, with the long, as you can see, this started to show green down here. Okay, it's only just started to show green because I took it here. Yeah, so this is when, sorry, I took the trade here, but it's just started to show green. Now, yeah, I could have waited a bit longer, but it was already at the bottom of the channel when the channel was up. It was here at the time. So I took the long. If you've got it down the bottom of the channel when it's red, or top of the channel when it's green, and you got this coming into the same area at the bottom or the top, that's when you've got two indicators now telling you it's coming to a trade, long or short. So I'll go with the long here because we're in the bearish channel at the moment. The third indicator I look at is supply and demand visible range, Lux Algo. This is also a free indicator. It's all free. Now I use this indicator. Why? Because as you can see, at the time I took the trade here, the indicator's bottom was here. The supply bottom was here. Demand, sorry, this is the demand. And it can also move. Okay, and it did. Move down to about here. So this is where I would look at going for my second entry, depending how far down it goes. Now, if you zoom out, you'll see that it actually shows a bigger area. If you look over to the left-hand side of it, let's move that here, let's go reset. You'll see up here is the highest demand. If you look at it like this, see, and down the bottom is the lowest demand. Okay, so as it moves, it tells you where the biggest demand is. Okay, so as long as that's in play around the bottom of the channel, that's your third indication to say this is your trade is in. Yep. Now, I have a backup one, which is funding rate by Crypto C, another free indicator. This is my backup one. So say for instance, I've taken the long here, and then it's doing this, it's coming, sorry, I take the long here, it's going against me. I'll look at the funding rate. Now, funding rate was massively negative, but then started to reduce, which is what gave me the move. Now, I look at that to see how is my trade doing. Now, if it was still lower end of the range, then I'd be looking to go in for my second entry and watching this demand area to see where I can go in for my second entry to move my average entry down and also my my TP. And it's all been very, 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 very successful. Now, I did have one that I decided to close that would have TP'd here on a short a while ago. But I closed it because I made the money back with the moves I had and closed it. But I could have kept it really, and it would have made the money in the end. So that is the 15-minute strategy using very simple free tools, linear regression channel, supply and demand visible range by LuxAlgo, the stochastic momentum indicator index, and funding rate, just to give you an idea of whether you should go for the second entry or not. Hopefully that will make sense. As you can see, it's already moved a little bit again, but I'm going to keep this up here and see if it moves during the stream, because I'm going to go through the 1 hour strategy. And this is the strategy that can put you underwater a lot, because it's going to be chasing trades. I covered this briefly in the first one. I covered this briefly in the first one. So let's go through it now. Hype. Now, I like Hype. As you can see, it's got trades running in there already. So I'm going to go back in time to show you how this works. Now, with this strategy, I only use this band here, which I have adapted and made better and created my own out of it. So if you want this, I can share it. Maybe one day I'll share it. We'll see how it goes. But at the moment, this is what I use, and I trade this for long-term gains in the copy trade account. All right, and this is why you could easily go underwater. All right, let me show you how this works. I'm going to turn off the other ones because they might be a little bit off-putting. So let's do that. And there we go. Right. Okay, so let's go back to beginning of last week. Beginning of August. Let's go back to beginning of August. Give you an idea of how this strategy works. Okay, so let's see. Beginning of August, go for the Monday. Let's go for the Sunday when the market's open, as if we've started on that day. So market's open. Market makers come on duty around this time. Now, how I do this is I see that this has closed. Oh, let's go back to here. Let's go to this bit here. It's closed above the indicator. All right, you could be looking at this day and night if you wish. When I wake up to have a wee, I have a little look to see is another entry come into play. So to give you an idea, and then open the long position. Okay, And then I set, as an original strategy, I set the second entry to about 10% move, which is 100% on 10x leverage, which is the average that people put in. I scroll out and see where is it at. So it looks okay here. I could put it down here, but that is a very big move down. So 10% sits about right for me. So that will be where I will put my limit order for the second entry. And then I'll just hold on to this. And then I will see that it has now closed below the indicator. Let me move this out of the way. As you can see, it not here actually. Here it's closed below the indicator. So then I put in a short. And the same thing applies. I put up to about 10%, scroll out to see where we're at, see how far that is. It's about the same, really. So I'll stick with the 10% here. I'm happy with that for second entry. Now, as you can see, if we scroll out, yes, you've got to become a little bit underwater. Yep. And this trade is going to be held for a considerable amount of time. All right. That's why you've got to be careful and make sure you have funds to cover your losses. All right. Now, the long will be kept because it's going to up and down, up and down. It's going to be kept. And I do have a thing where if it's in the red zone and it does, say, you've got a lower high, a lower low here, but then you've got a higher high. So if I get 3 lower lows, lower highs together, then I'll close the trade, just to give you an idea. But let's go as if I'm holding this forever. Now, the good thing about this is now you've got your second entry up here. So now you know that you're got to be about 5. So your entry is now going to move to about here. You see that? And then you're going to now move this from here, 10% above that. It goes up to 15. And then you'll see that you've got some resistance here. So I'd probably, this is what I would do, I'd put it above that area there. And scroll out a little bit more and have a look and see how far it's at 17, how far further up it is. It's about another 10% up there. So I'm happy with putting it here. Okay. Now, yes, underwater again. And yes, we're back in on a third entry here. Now with this strategy, I only trade, oh, I forgot to mention the 50-minute strategy. 50-minute strategy, I'm doing $100 a trade. So I'm making $100 a trade. When your overall capital gets past $10,000, $200 is what I'm doing. If it gets past $50,000, $300 a trade. $20,000, $400 a trade. So you see where I'm going with that. Anyway, back to this. So this will be what I do with this one is the funds in the copy trade account or the futures account. For the longs, 2% of your funds. For the shorts, 1% of your funds. There's a method behind that because with longs, you're likely to make more profit than the shorts because shorts can only go down 100%, whereas the longs can go further than 100% in the actual move itself, not including leverage. So there we have it. So that hits there. So then your average entry is going to be your third entry. Your average entry is going to go, what was that, about 8. What was it, about here? Okay, and then you scroll out and then you see, right, so it's hit here. 10% from here is 18%, but as you can see, the most recent high is here, so I would leave it there as my fourth entry. And now this is when the magic occurs. Well, let's see. No, not yet. But look, your average entry, you're now in the green. Now it's up to you. You can see that I'm 3 entries in. I can close that 25x leverage, 5 times that's 125% return. So you've made 125% return. And it's up to you. If you wish to come out, you can come out at any time. You can come out if it closes above here, 2.25 times 25x. Or you can do the strategy whereby it's in the green. I've got a lower low here, lower high, higher low, and then you're still holding. So you could do it that way, and then bang, you've got a fourth entry here. So again, you're going to move this up to about 8%. Looking at about here. And then you're going to scroll out again to see what was the most recent high. There isn't one that close by. So then this is where, you know, you are pretty much in a bit in price discovery. You can see it's not far off of where this is here, so where I've ended up. So then it's hit there, so 18%. And again, you're back in the green again here. So if you wanted to, you can come out here. It's 8% move if you wanted to. Close out here or close out here. Yeah? See? It works. Eventually, it will come into profit zone again, and it does as an overall, as an average entry. It will come back into your profit zone. So here, let's see, have we got any higher lows or higher lows and higher highs? Lower low here, you could say. No, higher low. Nope, let's come back down to land. Hasn't quite, it's gone below there. It's lower low, lower high again. Here maybe. See, lower high, higher low, and this will be classed as a higher high, higher low, and there you are. Probably get out around here if you wanted to, and that will be 110%. So for 4 entries, the 1% going in of $1,000, that's a $50 return. I know it doesn't sound like much to you right now, but to a lot of people, that's a lot of money. Got 10k in there. Well, that's 100 quid, $100 back. And that's how you do it. And the same applies when you're running the longs. Look, you can go up high as this. Your long is going massively high. Here you've got a lower low, a lower high, but then you've got a higher low, which discounts your lower high. So you hold it. Higher high, not even that. Look, yeah. It's not telling you to come out yet. But then you've got your lower low, lower high, higher low, lower low, lower high. It's up to you. You come out here. If it's coming down a lot, you might look at that and go, well, it's coming down. It's closed below the indicator a couple of times since it's hit that height. I'll probably close out at this huge move here. So that's 16 times 25x. It's not bad. So it's 25 times 16%. Not good at the top of my head. So 25x times 16%. 25 times 16, that was stupid. So it's a 400% move. So say got it's gone to $50. If you've had, it wouldn't be $50, sorry, because you like start off with like 10, second entry, third entry, fourth entry, plus 400%. So yeah, so you walk away with $400. That's not bad, to be honest, is it really? That kind of strategy. Just have to hold your nerve, and you've got to really hold on to it. So eventually it will come into the green. You know, and if you close it here, and you wait, and then you wait for it to close above the indicator again on the 1 hour. This is 1 hour trading. Does it here, and off you go. Start again. And then look at that. Nice moves if you wanted to hold it a bit longer. Boom. Does that make sense to you? I hope so. At the moment, I'm holding these. At the moment, yes, it's coming down into the water. But look at the short. The short is overall profit on the short 9 times 25. That's not bad. If you want to see what it looks like, can I see it in here? Is that loafing? Where is the trades? Let's do that, because I've logged in over the other side. Here we are. Futures. USDT. Copy trade account. Go away. Stop. Yep, that does it. Copy trade account. Ah, Come on. Didn't want to do that. Get out. Really wish that would stop doing it. Anyway. Copy trade account. Scroll down. Where are we at? Positions. Contracts. Can I see the... These are all the positions. By contract, this shows the average entry. And look at that. Now the average entry on the hype short is now 223% return. Not bad. Yes, the long is underwater, but that's okay because it will come in, and as you can see over time, it will come back into a profit. Okay. The overall entry for the BTC long is sitting at 120k. But that's a bit disingenuous because I've decided to do... I've got this one running, which I'm going to hold this order by order. I'm not letting this one go because I know we're looking at... My prediction is 25k bottom. And I've got this one, which is 120k mark. Two of them... Oh, sorry. Entry 119, 116, another 120k mark. I've got this one here that I'm TPing at 117 to give some money back. And on the orders you can do that. That's a good thing about when you are a copy trader, that you've got all these orders that you can put in and take profit. If you do copy trade and you look at all those orders, you know, filter your TPs out by creating the TPs. That's so annoying when Brave browser does this. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. You got any questions about any of these strategies? Link in the description below to join the Telegram group. If you've liked this educational video, please like it, subscribe, hit notification bell, and yeah, that would be great. Let all your friends know that there's some real good education out there. This 15-minute strategy is just absolutely fabulous. You can get one trade in a day if you've got enough money. $100 a trade with the £5,000 dry powder, $5,000 dry powder, £100 a trade. Your liquidation is so far away, it's ridiculous. So when you do add into your trades, you still don't see the liquidation levels. Okay, all right, so I'll leave it there. Like I said, if you've got 10k, $200, 15k, $300, and work your way up that way, and if you can make that much money a day, you'll be laughing really. If you can get your money up to 20k, and then you can make, I don't know, what was it, $400 a day? That's a really good salary. Just don't be greedy, don't be fearful, trade what you see, trade what you can, and take what you can. All right, I'll leave it there. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this educational video. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.